Chapter 31. War Day 4. Brothers Reunion. Dobby. What is it, little brother? Me. Did you just call me brother? Dobby. Shot. Did I say that aloud? Shoto woke up and was look around the room, until he spotted me. He began using his ice to trap me, but I simply dodged it. In the process he managed to freeze the door leading out, trapping us both inside the room. Me. Yes. Well, anyways, I could need some help. I am currently trapped in a room with fire and I thought fighting fire with fire would be the best idea. So your fire is hotter than this red flames, can you help me and control this fire please? I am pretty sure this flame misses you more than me. Dobby. I will be there in 5 minutes. The villain hung up and I put the earbud back into my pocket. The room was getting colder and colder. Me. Wow, easy there Shoto. I have a surprise for you. Now please stop attacking me. Shoto stopped attacking me for a while and just looked at me surprised. However, this didn't last long as he froze the whole freaking floor. I wasn't surprised at all. That was expected, he did the same thing at the sports festival. Freezing the floor and immobilizing the opponent. Clever, if you ask me. If you have seen it once or twice, then this isn't surprising anymore, and so I jumped the moment I saw him freezing it. I might not be elegant when my feet touched the ground, as I slipped and fell down. Shoto. Why should I believe you? I somehow managed to get up and began gliding on the ice to dodge his attacks. Me. I know what you've been through. You and your brother didn't deserve it. Shoto. You know nothing. This triggered something, I could see that the ice beneath his fireside began to melt. Me. You sure about that? Besides, I see you still refuse to use your fire. Shoto. I refuse to use his quirk. Me. Again? I thought you were over this, beside didn't you brother Toya also had a fire quirk? Do you perhaps despise him too? I mean I can understand that. He abandoned you and let your father train you, shape you to his heart's content. Shoto. Don't talk about my brother like that. The room temperature began to rise. All I had to do is give him the final push. Why doesn't Shoto get it? It is his quirk, not his father's. I would have killed to have such an amazing quirk, and he was born with it, no, he was gifted. How can he refuse that? He need to learn that it's his power, not his father's. Me. Why not? He abandoned you, his fire is equal to your father's. He isn't any better. Shoto. Shut up. That's when he loses control on his fire. Red flames began enveloping the room. For me it was a beautiful sight. My costume might be fireproof, but it also has its limits. Not long after he lost control, the whole room was standing on fire. Dobby, where are you? My costume is fireproof but not my skin. It's getting unbearable hot in here. Please hurry up and stop taking your sweet time. I can take a lot, but to be cooked alive isn't something I can handle well. Burn me and I won't say a thing, but put me in a hot room and I can't breathe. As on clue, a portal appeared right in front of me. Dobby came out and looked around. Me. I am right behind you. He looked at me and I could tell he was looking at my exposed skin. I had burn marks from Shoto's flame. It wasn't that bad yet, but any more exposure to this and my skin won't take it anymore. Dobby's eyes widened for a little bit. He came to me and began to envelop the room with his blue flames. Jesus, this is hot. Do you want to burn me alive, you burned chicken nugget? As soon as I thought that the flames began to extinguish. The room and its walls are still hot. These two brothers might not have a problem with this heat, but I do. Me. Okay, now that you are both here, let me introduce you. Shoto Todoroki, meet Toya Todoroki. Dobby met your little brother Shoto. Dobby turned around and was shocked. He knew that this was his little brother right there, but he never told me his real name. Shoto was shocked as well. He opened and closed his mouth several times to find the right words but failed to do so. Me. Shoto, please lower the temperature in the room. You two might like this, but I can't handle it. Shoto looked at me the first time after his fire started to fill the room. My skin was visible burned and I was having a hard time breathing. He and Dobby looked at me concerned. I could see Shoto nodding before using his ice to get the room temperature down. The moment he was finished doing that, I fell on my knees. My skin hurt and my outfit was still holding the temperature. I needed to get rid of my costume. Dobby came to my side, crouched down to be on eye level to me and then placed a hand on my shoulder. His eyes were filled with concern. The moment he touched the fabric of my costume on my shoulder, he knew what was wrong with me. "Dabi. Shoto, get here and help me get his costume off, he is burning." Shoto ran to my side and both of them helped me get out of my costume. I wasn't naked, I was still wearing a thin layer of clothing. I always wear a thin layer of clothing beneath my clothing, and on top of it, I still had Shinso's capture weapon wrapped around me. Me. Thanks, Shoto. I am sorry, Izuku. I didn't mean to burn you. Me. It's okay, I did provoke you. It was my fault to begin with. Shoto sat on the floor beside me, his eyes side close to my skin. I was glad he was lowering the temperature for me. Dabi was also sitting on the floor across us. The three of us were close to each other. An awkward silence spread around us, no one dared to break it, until Dabi spoke up. "Dabi. Izuku, how did you know that my real name is Toya?" Me. Your eyes gave it away. You have the same shade of blue like Shoto's eye, plus your flames were also a dead giveaway. I also know that you hate your father, Endeavor, as much as Shoto, and I saw you fight in a similar way like your brother. I know that the flaming trash constrained Shoto, and I suspected that since your fighting style with your flames are similar to Shoto's when he decided to use his flame side, that you two must have been trained the same way. Now combine this and anyone can guess that you are a Todoroki. Shoto. Is this what you meant with "you had a surprise for me"? Me. Yes. I know that you missed him, and Dabi, you called me little brother, you'd missed Shoto. I wanted to give you the opportunity to catch up and talk to each other. Dabi. Why are you so kind to me? I did try to kill you in the past. Me. Because everyone deserves a second chance. Dabi. But I am a villain. Me. So what? You both heard my story, well, the watered down version of it. I could have been a villain too, you know. We could have been on the same side. Villains are not born. They are either made or had no other choice than to turn to villainy. Nobody was willing to listen to your story and give you a second chance. I care for you too, and I want to give you the chance you deserve. Dabi. I don't know what to say. Nobody ever told me that. Me. Take your time. Nobody is in this room right now besides us. You now have a chance to leave the love behind you and start anew with your brother, and don't worry about your flaming trash of a father. I have my ways to get him behind bars for his life. I could see how relived Dabi was. He had one tear falling down his cheek. It was only a hunch when he carried me to the love and protected me. Kurogiri told me that he didn't let him go to my side for a moment. That's how protective of a brother he was. Toya deep down misses his family, and I would be damned not to get him back. He had one that loved him and siblings that missed him. He had everything I didn't, and although I want revenge, it breaks my heart to see these two brothers like this. Shoto. So you coming back to us, brother? Me. Don't worry about the love. I will make sure that everyone gets a second chance. Toga is also safe. I will make sure that you guys don't go to prison. Dabi. How? Me. Oh, I have my way, and Nezu will surely help me. I have a feeling he won't have any chance to go against me. I gave them both a evil smirk. They both looked at me shocked. I could tell that they were afraid of me at that moment. Shoto. You sure you are not secretly a villain? Me. Who knows, maybe. Me. So Dabi, what do you say? You want to take this chance? Toya looked at me first and then to his brother. Shoto nodded to him, he wanted his brother back. Dabi. I am in. Me. Great to hear that. Shoto, I hate to break the spirit, but I need to eliminate you from the game and get the others out too. Shoto. I understand that. Do what you need to do. Me. Thank you, but before I do that, I have a request for both of you. Dabi. Just tell us. Me. Could you please destroy the room, so that it looks like a fierce battle? Oh, and I need some third-degree burn marks too. Shoto. Why? Me. Nobody needs to know what happened here. I would rather it looks like a battle I lost and you taking Dabi with you than anyone finding out that you, Dabi, switched sides. Shoto. I understand. Dabi. Wait, that would put you only in a more dangerous position than you already are. Me. Don't worry about me. I can handle it. Third paw. Midoriya took his costume of the ground and carefully began putting it on. He then took out a blood grenade and threw it into the room. After it exploded, the whole room was covered in blood. Shoto covered the now bloody floor with his ice while Dabi began burning the ceiling. Izuku then took out his blood bullet gun and shoot every bullet he had on the walls and the spikes of ice coming from the floor. After they were finished, the room looked like a battlefield. Me. Now, Shoto, burn me, that's the only thing left you need to do. Shoto. Are you sure about that? Me. Yes. Besides, it is not the first time I got burned. I can handle the pain and the injury. Shoto. I still don't want to hurt you, after what you have done for us. Besides, my flames can only hurt people. Me. Stop thinking like that. Your flames are your quirk, not your father's. Besides, is your ice your mother's? Shoto. No. Me. Then so is your fire, not your father's. Toya's flames are his as well. His blue flames are beautiful and so are yours. You might not have noticed it, but you flames are gentle and are more reddish than your father's are. Believe me when I tell you it's your quirk and it's beautiful. I would have given everything to have one in the past like this. Shoto. Thank you. Your words mean a lot to me. Me. Good, because I will repeat them every time you forget it. Now burn me. The young bicolored hair boy had mixed feelings about this. He didn't want to burn his best friend, not after what he did for him and his brother. However, he asked for it, and who would he be to not grant him his wish? The moment he placed his hand on Izuku's arm, leg and back, he could smell the green at burned skin and the blood running down his burned costume. It took a while for him to actually burn the fabric since it was fireproof to an extent. Dabi looked Izuku into his eyes while Shoto burned him on his request. He was ready to catch him the moment he couldn't stand the pain anymore. Much to Toya's surprise, Izuku didn't even flinch. He was standing there, looking him into his eyes. No pain was showing. It was like nothing for him. Dabi began wondering what his newfound brother, not related by blood, Izuku, had gone through to have such a high pain tolerance. He even feared what a person must have lived through to react like this. It was nothing for him to get burned like this. Whatever it was, he knew that it was 10 times worse than what he and his family went through, if not even more. After Shoto was finished with Izuku, the greenie just took out his dagger and approached Shoto. Izuku. It won't hurt. This will only eliminate you from the game, please bear with it. He then made a stabbing motion toward Shoto's heart. The candy cane boy then fell limp on the ground. Izuku was quick to react and caught him. Izuku. Dabi, don't worry about him, he is just immobilized because of the game. Dabi. Okay, so what now? Izuku. Blackout time. Dabi. What? Izuku. I will force the power generator to shut down in order for us to get to the teacher observation room. Nezu, Aizawa and Yamada already know about this. Well, not in detail, but they know that the love is involved. Midoriya took his drone that somehow managed to survive the burning flames in the room by hiding in a small gap in the wall. He turned it off before handing the small device to Dabi. Izuku. Give this to Nezu and he will understand what to do. Be careful that nobody else except the 3 teachers, Nezu, Eraserhead and Present Mike, sees the drone. I will carry Shoto, you just need to follow me, okay? Izuku took out his phone and began to hack once again into the system. This time he needed only a minute to break in and shut the power supply down. Before Dabi could debate or take his younger brother from the injured rabbit, Midoriya was already grabbing his wrist and running through the tunnels, make his way to the teacher whereabouts. After they entered the room, Izuku immediately made his way back without a proper goodbye and left the 2 brothers with the teachers. 5 to 10 minutes later, he was back in the room laying downs. He took his blood knives and used all the remaining fake blood to cover himself and waited. The teacher's drone still wasn't in the room with him, it was searching for him, that he was sure about, but for now he was enjoying the cool iced floor. Aizawa. Shoto is out. Midoriya was sure that Aizawa at some point must have also told him that Uraraka was out. He was probably out cold that time from his concussion.